We've got a few things to chat about for BB28 Overnight Live Feed update. If you don't want any spoilers, now would be a good time to scroll on. So last night in the backyard, they were playing like a would you rather game, asking a lot of questions. They actually do this quite often, but last night, all of a sudden, they decided to attach like dollar amounts. Like, one of the prompts that they did was, would you interrupt someone's eviction night speech and like boo them? And how much money would it take for you to do that? And dollar amounts range anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to like $20,000 to $30,000. Reason that this is important to make note of is later Dee mentions this all to Devins, and she was like, I was paying real close attention to anyone that would do some crazy stuff for $5,000 or less, because those are people that I could potentially use my BB bribe on. And those couple of people were Yash and Lala, according to Dee. However, whenever I was remembering the conversations, I didn't remember Yash agreeing to anything. I feel like he kept saying, I'm not doing anything for less than 5 figures. So I don't know what she's talking about with him, but Lala was definitely doing a lot of stuff for 1K, and a lot of this was like game impacting stuff. So it is a good strategy for her to use to try and figure out who may be willing to accept this 5K bribe. Additionally, later that night, there was a conversation between Devins and Drew and Barrett. Drew and Barrett did out the FAP Alliance, which isn't like a huge deal. It's just the name, and they're going to have to change the name because it is inappropriate. I know a lot of people didn't know in my comment section yesterday, but FAP is an inappropriate term. And I'm not going to explain it, but so production has told them that they have to come up with a different name for their alliance. So the name is going to change, and it's not like it's any secret that the 4 of those people are working together. But Devins was kind of telling them that the icons are interested in starting an alliance with those 4, but it kind of also just depends on who ends up with power next week, on how the dynamics of the house are going to shift. At this same time, Mallory and Melody were up in the head of household room, having like a little bit of a girls' night with Taylor and Lala. There was a lot of conversation about targeting the icons very soon. Later on, Drew and Barrett and Yash join this conversation, and Lala is going in really hard with all of them about how they need to target the icons. Like starting next week, they need 2 icons out